Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Rockford officials consider a development group's proposal to purchase the old watch factory. Aldermen say the deal must align with their current plans for downtown redevelopment.
A Rockford man pleads guilty to an armed robbery. He faces several decades behind bars.
And a State Line Performing Arts Center's home to a special service. The judge in charge says it gives him a renewed sense of pride being an American. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Rockford aldermen are set to discuss whether the timing is right to develop a former watch factory downtown.
Jess Lipson joins us live from the property ahead of the discussion. And Jess, you talked with City Hall about the possible agreement?
That's right, Eric and Mimi. The purchase of the Watch Factory and Trek Building by the Oliver Emerson Development Group is on the table for approval. The two buildings are expected to be transformed into downtown housing units. They're filled with history, and the developers have agreed to preserve those aspects. The city has owned these buildings for more than a decade, and city directors say the buildings have gone through a long process to get to the point of possible redevelopment.
But it has to align with our downtown redevelopment goals, and housing is one of those goals. And so both properties could have been housing, they could have been mixed use, they could have been a couple different things that align with that, but housing is one of those things that do align. You know, we're looking to bring more individuals residing downtown to grow our market.
Tonight at 9 and 10, we'll have the results of the vote as well as hear from the developers about why they chose Rockford. For now, reporting for your home team outside the Watch Factory, I'm Jess Lipson. Back to you guys.
All right, Jess, thanks for that live report. A Rockton teen dies in a fiery crash over the weekend. The Winnebago County Coroner's Office was called to Yale Bridge Road near Clover Road just before 3 Saturday morning. They say the 17-year-old was driving when he went off the road and crashed. The car caught fire. The teen was the only person in the vehicle.
3 Winnebago County deputies are hurt during a bomb call over the weekend. They are still in the hospital. Saturday morning, someone found dynamite in a trailer on Cleophas Road, northwest of Beloit in Rock County. The Rock County Sheriff's Office called the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department bomb team for help. Those deputies were hurt during the disposal. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department says injuries are non-life-threatening. This incident is still under investigation.
A man and his child are carjacked at gunpoint in Freeport. Sunday evening, the man told police he was in his 2021 Dodge Durango on West Cottonwood Street. The victim said 2 masked men with guns walked up to him and demanded his keys. The man was able to get his child out of the car before handing over the keys. Then one of the men drove off in it. An ISP trooper spotted the stolen SUV and started to pursue it. The driver eventually crashed in Rockford. Police say he got out and ran. They tracked him down near Horace Avenue and Green Street. Officers also found a gun inside the stolen car. The 17-year-old was from Rockford. He was taken to the hospital before being released to Freeport police. The second man has not been caught.
A 22-year-old man is hurt after weekend violence in Rockford. Police were called to Parkside Drive and Broadway Saturday for a shooting victim in a parking lot. The man told police he'd been shot at an intersection on Charles Street. He was taken to the hospital. And Sunday, around 9 at night, Rockford police responded to a shooting at a Waldo Street home near Ellis Elementary School. Officers were told the 43-year-old was shot during a gathering at a house. The man was taken to a hospital in critical condition, but is listed as stable. If you have any information on either shooting, contact Rockford police.
A Rockford man makes a plea deal and is sentenced to 3 decades in prison. Kenneth Alexander pleaded guilty to armed robbery with a firearm on Friday. The 2 murder charges against him were dropped. The judge sentenced him to 30 years with credit for about a year and a half served. Alexander, along with 3 other men, were charged with killing 18-year-old Devontae Simmons back in March of 2022. Simmons was found lying in the street on Pleasant Avenue. Prosecutors claim Simmons was lured to the car so the men could steal his gun. Alexander is not accused of pulling the trigger. The other 3 men have court dates next month.
The Belvedere-based UAW joins Stellantis workers who are striking. Members of Local 1268 will go to Naperville Wednesday in a stand-up convoy. Friday, close to 200 workers walked off the job from the Stellantis parts distribution site in Naperville and a General Motors plant in Bolingbrook. U.S. Senator Dick Durbin visited employees in Bolingbrook today. Tomorrow, President Biden is expected to join the picket line in Detroit. The UAW wants pay raises, cost of living increases, and defined benefit pensions.
Tourism spending in the Forest City grows to record levels. The Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau recently released new data on the city's tourism industry. In 2022, visitors spent more than $508 million. That's more than a 16% increase from 2021 and tops the $480 million visitors spent in 2019. The Deputy Director of Tourism in Illinois says their main goal is to help local businesses get on the world stage.
So what's really important for me and my team is that we get out and talk to local businesses, talk to local communities, and really understand how we can support them from an economic impact standpoint, and also how we can help support them and market Rockford and Illinois to the rest of the world.
The surge in spending has created over 4,000 jobs in the region, along with nearly $14 million in local tax revenue.
Several hundred people celebrate becoming citizens in downtown Rockford. The Coronado Theatre hosted a naturalization ceremony. More than 300 people from roughly 60 countries were sworn in as U.S. citizens. U.S. District Court of Northern Illinois held the ceremony. Judge Thomas Lynch presided over the proceedings. He says it's a rare moment.
I have had the privilege of doing this since I went on the bench more than 10 years ago. So it's 30, 40, and each one is not the same. Each one deeply touches me and just renews my faith in what it means to be an American.
Judge Lynch says this is a moment everyone should celebrate.
Gas prices in the Forest City are falling. The average price of gasoline in Rockford has fallen nearly 5 cents in the last week to average around $3.82. Prices are 10 cents lower than a month ago and 8 cents lower than a year ago. The national average has fallen around 3 cents in the last week. Experts at Gas Buddy say that most states should continue to see prices fall in the weeks ahead, but new refinery issues could be problematic for prices in some regions. Less than a week remains to pass a spending bill to avert a government shutdown.
Coming up, the U.S. House works to find a compromise to keep many federal agencies' lights on.
Temperatures once again made it into the upper 70s thanks to some afternoon sunshine, but that sunshine helped to fuel some thunderstorms just off to our west. A look at how long those are expected to stick around and how much rain we could pick up over the next couple of days, all coming up in the First Warn forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
It looks more likely a government shutdown will happen in Washington later this week.
The House has just a handful of days to pass several large spending bills to keep the lights on at agencies from the TSA to the Department of Agriculture. Liz Landers is in Washington with the latest.
Time is running out for Congress to strike a deal to fund the government, and a government shutdown is looking increasingly likely to occur Saturday at midnight. Speaker Kevin McCarthy telling reporters today that the House could vote at, quote, any time on a short-term continuing resolution to keep the government open, but didn't specify when.
First put up the rule, be able to do the appropriation bills, and then we can move to the next.
How soon could a CR be voted on then?
Well, we've got the CR working now, so we could do it at any time.
The logjam is being caused by disarray within the House GOP, and frustration is mounting in the party against the very conservative members who are refusing to compromise on issues like border security and support for Ukraine.
I think Kevin's going to continue to negotiate until the end, but the Republicans need to vote for Republican bills, and we can avert this shutdown.
But Democrats control the Senate and the White House, so even if Republicans in the House eventually agree on a bill, a government shutdown may not be averted unless the spending bills also have the support of Democrats and moderate Republicans. If the government shuts down, as many as 4 million federal workers could lose pay, including military personnel and law enforcement, while members of Congress would continue to receive their six-figure salaries. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg telling ABC News that his department will be directly impacted by a shutdown.
And I can't believe some of the very same congressional Republicans who get in line to try to beat us up anytime there's a travel disruption, even a weather-related travel disruption, are going to turn around and shut down air traffic control training.
An administration official telling ABC News that the Office of Management and Budget has started reaching out to other federal agencies to make sure that their contingency plans are up to date in the event of a shutdown. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
Well, tonight's forecast is full of showers.
Coming up, Candace shows us who will likely get hit by storms over the next couple of days and when we could see some relief.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, some areas have been dealing with some heavy rainfall over the last couple of hours, mostly to our west and northwest as we look at radar. Watching a couple of thunderstorms moving across portions of Stephenson County back through southeast Joe Daviess County. These primarily are going to be heavy rain producers. We've already had some heavy rainfall come down and some heavy downpours, and some of the stronger cores may be capable of some pea-sized hail. Watching some heavier rainfall now fall just north here of Freeport, right along Illinois 26 up towards Cedarville, and kind of working to the east and northeast as you get closer towards Winnebago, Dakota, and Folke here across northern sections of Stephenson County. We go a little further to our west and southwest. Heavier thunderstorm across southeastern portions of Joe Daviess County. This again is slowly moving to the east and northeast, so heads up Stockton out towards Kent and Pearl City should it hold together. Lena will get another round of some heavy rainfall. Already had some pretty heavy rainfall come in across western sections of Stephenson County. Watching these thunderstorms form all tied into this deep upper level low that is situated across central Minnesota. Extending from that, we've actually had this stalled out boundary, and this is where a lot of that thunderstorm activity is really kind of fired up. Of course, more scattered, numerous thunderstorms up further to the northwest. The favorite area, I think, throughout the next several hours to see some of this rainfall and thunderstorm activity going to be across far northwest sections here of Illinois moving into Wisconsin. So you're a little further east and southeast of there, might not see much. You'll see the clouds off in the distance, but you might not get much activity. Rain has kind of lightened up on our SkyTrack camera out in Freeport. This is out of the Park Hills Golf Course looking west and northwest. Had some pretty heavy rainfall come in just west of downtown there, and heavy rain and thunderstorm chances are going to continue through pretty much Wednesday. Biggest threats are going to be some heavy downpours. We've got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so heavy downpours, heavy rainfall going to be our biggest concern. Low end risk for a few stronger thunderstorms, even severe thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon. That storm threat, you're looking at wind and hail potential, but also funnel clouds during the afternoon and evening. Reason being because that cold core upper level low will allow more lift to take place in the atmosphere as it moves overhead during the afternoon tomorrow, and that's where that threat comes in. So let's put this all together on Futurecast as we go through this evening. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, favorite areas going to be focused kind of west and northwest of here over the next several hours. We'll maintain that isolated threat throughout this evening, and then I think we get more rainfall in towards tomorrow afternoon. This afternoon we had more sunshine. With that low moving closer to us, we have a better chance for showers and thunderstorms, so look for a better opportunity for rainfall tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. With that, there are going to be some heavy downpours that wrap in and around that low pressure system Tuesday night into Wednesday before eventually drying out once we get into Wednesday afternoon. As far as any severe threat, we've got a low end risk focused right along Highway 20 and then points to the south. It's right underneath where that upper level low sits. And again, wind, hail primarily, and then those funnel clouds too. Not looking at any real significant tornado threat. Now, when we look at our rainfall totals over the course of the next several days, there could be many locations that end up with over an inch to even 2 inches of rainfall. The outlined area kind of where we're going to see some of those highest totals coming up here through Wednesday night. After that, things dry out as high pressure builds in. And guys, our temperatures are going to warm up too. We were in the low 80s this weekend, and we will be close to that once again for this upcoming weekend.
It's going the opposite direction that we expect this time of year, but we'll take it.
That's right.
Thanks, Candace.
Scott's in next with sports. The Bears are already in crisis mode.
We'll hear what head coach Matt Eberflus is saying after another disastrous Sunday.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Maybe come Thanksgiving time, we'll be saying that the Bears aren't such a train wreck after all. Maybe we'll be saying the coaching staff is better than we thought. Maybe we'll see some young guys emerging on the defense. And maybe Justin Fields will look like an NFL quarterback. Those are some pretty big maybes. Justin Fields reminded reporters after the loss in KC yesterday that the Detroit Lions started 1-6 last season and they almost made the playoffs. True, but the Lions had a quarterback who had already played in a Super Bowl. They had some good young building blocks on their offensive line, and they had a premier rookie pass rusher in Aiden Hutchinson. The Bears don't have any of those things. Matt Eberflus says the starting point right now for the Bears is to focus better on the little things.
And I just challenged the guys this morning in the team room that every guy's got to improve on their details. And the coaches are going to work with those guys in terms of their fundamentals at each position. Get a couple things for the run, a couple things for the pass, a couple things on coverage units, whatever unit you're on. And that's the plan that we have for this week.
In Green Bay, the Packers are feeling good about things. They're 2-1 without Aaron Rodgers. They're 2-1 without a healthy Christian Watson and Aaron Jones, and without a healthy offensive line. And Jordan Love is proving to be a cool customer at quarterback the way he led their comeback yesterday against the Saints.
I've never been a part of a win like this. The guys in the locker room, they believe in one another, and they continue to battle. And that's really, as a coach, that's all you can ask of anybody.
And that's a credit to everybody. It wasn't perfect a lot of that game, but guys never flinched and they showed out.
Well, we have another dose of Monday Night Football coming your way tonight here on WTVO. The Eagles take on the Buccaneers. Both teams are 2-0. That's an early start at 6:15. Cubs are getting a little breather today before diving back into the chase for a playoff spot tomorrow. They'll play 3 games in Atlanta and then 3 games in Milwaukee to wrap up the regular season. One game broke their way today. The Diamondbacks lost to the Yankees 6-4. The Diamondbacks and Cubs are tied for the second wild card spot in the National League. They have identical records. The Marlins are 1 game behind them. The Diamondbacks' remaining games will be against the White Sox and the Astros, so a mixed bag there. The Marlins have the easiest remaining schedule. They'll play 3 games against the Mets and 3 against the Pirates. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Our first Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Keeping an eye on a thunderstorm over far southeast Joe Davies County. That capable of producing winds in excess of 40 miles per hour and some penny-sized hail as it very slowly moves off to the northeast here. We will maintain a few scattered showers and thunderstorms mostly across northwest Illinois through this evening and then becoming a little more scattered rain and thunderstorm activity next couple of days.
Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.